So I was listening to this George Camel interview, or Kamel, I don't know how you say his last name, and he was talking. They were talking. It was the context of financial well-being, the Dave Ramsey system, and all that stuff on the Lewis Howes show or the School of Greatness. And he was talking about the benefits or the need for delayed gratification, and how that's become rather a lost value, I guess, if you will, in this day and age. So, kind of interesting to consider. There's several things to think about in terms of delayed gratification. One of them is the eternal perspective, which is, at the end of life. First of all, the end of life comes relatively soon, right? And the other thing is that after this life is gone, that's it. So saving up more money than what you need during your lifetime doesn't necessarily equal any great advantage. So why not just live life for the present, right? Those are some sort of weak counterpoints. I think the overall point actually was pretty excellent, pretty thought-provoking. It is, I think, in many ways we have become accustomed to very kind of instant gratification in a lot of ways. We're used to buying pretty much anything that you could ever want. Any product selection pretty well is available on Amazon, and it can arrive within 2 days, in many cases 1 day, right? So our threshold for delayed gratification is maybe gone down considerably. And it's something that I think about in terms of we're wanting to move to closer to our church, which is in just north of Dallas. And so how do you think about moving? Like, is it we don't want to superficially delay what God, like if God opens the door for that to work out well, or the right property comes up, whatever. We're not trying to superficially delay it, and God can make anything happen as fast as He wants to. So we don't want to stand in the way of that. On the other hand, it's like, well, yeah, would we, would applying more patience, be a big long-term benefit to this in this scenario? So it's just pretty interesting to think about what areas of life are you willing to have delayed gratification in, and how much would you benefit from delayed gratification, and how much would you not benefit from it? I think those are some of the questions you kind of need to work through when you're thinking about delayed gratification. I think it's possible, in the case of any, of most things, right, is to take it to extremes of where it's not healthy or not helpful necessarily. And I think it's possible to be like, yes, I'm going to just, live like a miser for 40 years. And so at the end I can retire. And then by that time your kids are grown up, you can't do fun stuff with them like you would have had the opportunity to do. And maybe your health is not as good. And, or, people, health outcomes are not always, that what you would hope, right, at beyond middle age. And so, anyway, it is interesting to consider how delayed gratification kind of plays into how you weight it compared to sort of the uncertainties of life as well.